So my name is Jari Nurmi. I'm from Tampere University, and here representing the TETRAMAX project that just ended in December last year. We were one of the key partners of the project. And if we take a look, what is this TETRAMAX? So it's kind of giving inheritance to the later digital innovation hubs and networks that are existing now. So we started in 2017 already, and our focus has been customized and low energy computing, so ICT-based application domains, and running a project of 7 million, of which a big part was given out to technology transfer experiments by other people than the partners in the project. And in the project itself, we had 23 partners, so we had some SMEs and we had some academic partners there, and with a good coverage. So we had almost all EU countries represented and having complementary expertise in the network. And we created in the project a network of almost 500 members. So there were the core partners that were running the competence centers, and associated with them there were local ecosystem partners to each of them. Also, digital innovation hubs were associated with the partners, and we also created connections to new member states, candidate member states, so there were associate competence center connected to the network. And what kind of activities we were running? So one line was to have the technology brokerage network in our area of technologies. And that was done in tight collaboration, in fact, with HiPEAC and other related projects and networks. So we had the model that we have these competence centers, and we have, as their satellites, we have the local ecosystem partners and digital innovation hubs connected to them. And then we have the network, which is doing high-speed technologies supply and demand dispatching. So if somebody somewhere needs a technology, we might have it in the network somewhere else. And here, the other activity line was this cascade funding. So we were stimulating and organizing and evaluating over 60 technology transfer experiments during the project in open calls. And there were a few kinds of models that we use. So the simplest one being a bilateral technology transfer experiment. So, for instance, a university having a technology, it's transferred to a company and taken to the market. And then there were more complicated, like the value chain oriented or interdisciplinary actions where we had multiple partners. And these were of different sizes, so we were giving out money to the, basically to the academic partner to do the transfer from 20,000 to 100,000, depending on the complexity. And also then having entrepreneurial TTXs, so that was about business prototyping, so that was for academic partners, so developing a startup company basically from their idea and giving some money for that. And we had a total number of 247 proposals to our calls, so we had regular calls over these 4 years of operation. And the acceptance rate was a bit below 20%, so that's better than what you get in normal EU calls. And what is very nice, we had very low complexity in the application, so the applications for this funding were very simple. And of course, we had some success stories in the project. We were highlighting the technology transfer experiments with outstanding impact. First of all, having stories in our newsletter and press releases. We have videos on some selected success stories. So 11 small projects plus one video on the whole. It should read here TETRAMAX project, so the whole umbrella. And then these technology transfer experiments which had the highest impact. So we had a set of key performance indicators, and in each open call we were awarding the best of these. And finally, we have the brochure with 8 selected success stories, which is printed and distributed and also available in electronic format. And some highlights picked up is that these funded technology transfers created 73 new jobs, a revenue increase of close to 4 million and almost 24 million of venture capital to these companies getting the new technologies. And I mentioned the KPIs, so we had numerical measurable KPIs, so I'm not going to go through these, but you can see what kind of things there are. So really something that is measurable, which can be presented as a number, as either an exact figure or then some estimated value, but anyway, numbers that can be measurable. And about the success stories, so here's one example of a bilateral technology transfer experiment. It's about this submetering. So and it was resulting in 2.6 million investment. And here's a quote from the company that really in securing the investment, it was really fundamental to have the grant from this TETRAMAX project. So because it was already something that was then evaluated by experts and it was given a high value that way. And well, this project and several others, you can find the videos on the TETRAMAX webpage. So this particular one is having the link over here. And keys to success, I have listed some things here. I think very fundamental to our success has been the management team. So those who know the coordinator know that he's really driving success in the project and the whole office there. And especially if I would have to pick one thing from this project, I would pick Eva, who was our financial and administration officer. So very efficient work, and also very good work from the University of Kent, who were dealing with the dissemination and the website. And one thing, I think it was also very well formulated, let's say the management side of the project. So we had different levels or different sectors there. So we had the core people of the consortium forming the steering committee, meeting once a month online, even before COVID, that was online. Then we had the SME advisory board, so the 5 SMEs in the consortium were having quarterly meetings and bringing up issues that are relevant to the SMEs. Then we had the General Assembly also quarterly. They were joining the steering committee meetings. And we had Industry Advisory Board with very experienced experts from the industry giving us advice. So we were meeting them once a year and got very valuable comments from them. And about the continuity of the action, so that's always something that is not so easy for any kind of networks or projects. And how we tackled that is that all these competence centers or partners generated their individual business plans on how to carry forward from TETRAMAX. So here's an example of one business plan in the form of a slide deck about how to carry forward the things, how to develop. And if we get back to this, so also we were trying to do this similar kind of things for also the whole network or whole project. And we assessed the possibilities for that, but it seems that really reaching self-supported networks is almost impossible. So that's something that is always revisited when there's some project endings, how to continue. Without any external funds, it won't be possible. The technology brokerage that we had, we also had a portal for that. It was not highly successful, the portal itself. So these partners for these individual small projects found each other mostly through other channels. So it wasn't used for that purpose at the end. But surprisingly, 100% of the organizations who posted a request or offer of technology were satisfied. They thought that it was a good thing to post their technology request or technology offer in the portal. So they saw some value there, even if not much matches were made there. Of course, our challenges, COVID-19 should be mentioned. So for having things like in-person events and in-person training and on-site collaboration, so that wasn't very good for that, but still we were able to, on average, reach or exceed all the targets for these kind of activities in the network, and also the number of participants, which might be even easier for a virtual implementation, which had to be taken very often. Okay, so that was basically all. So if you are interested in the project, you can take a look at the website as well, and I'm happy to answer your questions as well.